Hello, my lovelies. I hope that you have all had a pleasant week so far and are enjoying your Jupiter day wherever you are in the world or whenever you're watching this. Keep in mind that time isn't linear, it's not even real. So, regardless of when you decide to watch this, know that it is meant for you. So even though at the time that I'm recording this, we are having a full moon in Aries, energy travels and it will find you whenever you're meant to watch this. But given that today is the super full moon in Aries, I did want to talk a little bit about that energy and what we're experiencing as a collective at this time. So I had in mind to talk about the different aspects going on between the planets, but I'm really being guided to lead us in an energy clearing. So most of us know by now, hopefully, that full moons are all about releasing, letting go, and surrendering to the divine. It's the final point in the lunation cycle where we look back on everything we've achieved and accomplished. Maybe we reflect on certain setbacks, certain parts we feel we could have improved upon, and we surrender and let it all go. So, with that being said, I'd like to invite you at this point in time to gently close your eyes. Focus on your breath. In and out. Visualize all this energy that's been building up within you, maybe for some time now, and gently focus on it coming up from your roots, past your womb and sacral chakra center, moving up still past your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, and then finally exhaling it all out with a deep sigh. Nothing matters except this moment before you now. Even though the Aries full moon climaxed this morning, this energy is still very much alive within you now. Aries represents our inner warrior. This energy has a masculine polarity. It is meant to take charge, to lead, to initiate. But sometimes this energy can become blocked due to trauma, pain, social conditioning, and even past lives. So I want you to take a moment now and really focus in on your body. Is there a specific area requesting your attention? Simply notice where this block might be residing. What does this block look like? What does it feel like? Simply notice. Maybe ask this block some questions, such as, what are you here to teach me? What are you here to help me heal? As you observe this block, I want you to call in now divine support. This divine support can be your higher self. It can be a fierce power animal. Or it can be your spiritual guides. Whatever this divine assistance looks like and feels like for you, call it in now. Ask them to support you as you move to clear out this block one last time. With their assistance, gently visualize this block dissolving. This block disintegrates and becomes a form of powder. Now bringing back your focus on your breath. Take a deep inhale in and exhale. Repeat that as many times as you need to completely clear out this powder on every sigh and release. This block is no longer serving you. And it is time now for you to awaken the warrior within. To take charge of your life fearlessly, with confidence and a grounded authority. Because deep down, you know exactly who you are and what you are capable of. You simply needed a little push. Your Aryan energy, now cleared and activated, is the push you need to move forward. Aries is the ruler of the first house, the house of self. And the Aries full moon is inviting us now to focus on our sense of self first and foremost. With Aries influencing the energy of the moon, our emotions are also at play. What would allow you to feel emotionally fulfilled? If that's hard to focus on, visualize completely shutting out the world for a moment and really tuning into your heart center. You can lay your hands on your heart if that feels supportive for you. If you completely released attachments to people places and things, what would you be starting? What would you be initiating? What kind of leadership style would you be embracing? Ask your inner Aries to guide you moving forward. Don't be afraid to set out on your own and to take risks. Believe in yourself and trust your instincts, for they will guide you exactly where you are meant to be. I invite you to take a couple more deep cleansing breaths, exhaling any residual energy that might still be lingering, surrendering it all up to the moon and letting it go. And whenever you're ready, you can gently bring your attention back into the space and open your eyes. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely feel that stuff has cleared and shifted out. I feel as though there's a lot more space around me at this time, and I would love to hear from you what your experience was like and what is coming up for you at this point in time. So, while we are still in this Zen-like state, I will go ahead and start drawing cards for the Aries placements. So we're going to start with Aries in the first house, also known as Aries rising and or ascendant. And we're going to move through the houses. So with that being said, we're going to begin. But before I get right into it, I do want to remind everyone that you are not limited by your birth chart. What does that mean? It means that if ever there's a reading or message for another house placement that resonates, it is meant for you. Likewise, if I read for your placement and it doesn't resonate, let it go. It means it might not be meant for you right now, it might be meant for you in the future, or it might not be meant for you at all, and that is okay. So, feel free to join me for this ride as we explore what messages want to come through for the Aries placements. And keep in mind, not only do we have a full moon in Aries, we still have Chiron in Aries as well. So Chiron represents the wounded healer. So we're having a lot of glimpses and insights come up for us at this point in time where we can heal when it comes to ourselves, because we have the beautiful illumination of the full moon on our side at this time. And for today's reading, I really wanted to bring in some dragon energy. And the fairies really wanted to come out. So I have not yet used this deck on a live before, but the fairies are like, yo, we want to partake today. And I'm like, okay. And then the angels also wanted to be like, hey, we're also here. So we're going to also be drawing an angel card. They're kind of going to be our backdrop energy today, is more so what they communicated with me. So we're just going to go ahead and get started and see where this takes us. So I did have a theme in mind for today's reading. I wanted it to be, how can we initiate our dreams? Because Aries is the initiator. So even though that's the theme, we're going to see what the dragons and the fairies have to say. But keep in mind, that's kind of the parameter I'm setting for this reading, but we'll kind of see how things go. So Aries in the first house. Let's see. Let's see what's going on, Aries in the first house. Let's see how you can kickstart your dreams. Okay, so right out of the gate, we have Golden Christ Dragon. Brings you higher love so that you can embody the Christ light. Absorb the Christ light. You are protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. This card did come out in reverse though. And then we have 27, Beloved. And it's interesting because we have a full moon at the back of this card. So, right away, Aries in the first house, what I'm getting is that how you're going to kickstart your dreams is by maintaining a high vibration. And you're going to maintain a high vibration by paying particularly attention to your diet, what you are consuming. And this is in terms of food, what you watch, what you listen to. You're being encouraged by this golden dragon to nourish your body. So dietary changes might be in order for you. And then with the card Beloved coming through, you're going to really initiate and kickstart your dreams by paying attention to what lit you up when you were a child. So you see this cute little fairy baby here with probably its mother. So to me, this card as a whole is symbolic of inner child healing. So what's going to help you kickstart your dreams is focusing on the little inner you. What lit you up as a child? What made you happy? Focusing on those aspects is what's going to help you kickstart your dreams. Also, a theme for you could be inner child healing. So that could be a path that you decide to take, either professionally, either as a hobby, as a guide. Maybe it's something you write about. Maybe you create oracle decks around inner child healing. But inner child healing is a big theme for you. And I wouldn't be surprised if, in particular, it's inner child healing around the mother wound, because we have a mother fairy here. And this is regardless of gender also. It's connecting with your inner mother and treating yourself as the beloved that you are. So a huge theme for my Aries in the first house is love. Loving yourself, radiating out that love. And you might be like, Leah, how the fuck is that going to help me kickstart my dreams? It's vibration, baby. As soon as you start embodying this energy, everything is just going to magnetically be attracted to your frequency. Like, look at this dragon. Does this dragon look preoccupied? No. It's focused on itself, and it's sitting on top of a fucking temple. Okay? This is you, Aries, in the first house. You're this dragon meant to sit on top of a temple, knowing your worth. knowing how powerful the energy of your heart chakra is. Because if we look at this dragon, it's its heart chakra that's completely illuminated with this golden ray. So you focusing on your vibration, eating healthy food, being around people that emit high vibration, staying away from toxicity and negativity, and remaining as best you can in this high vibration is what's going to help you kickstart your dreams. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. So this is your gateway to your success in your dreams manifesting, is expanding your heart and remaining fifth dimensional as much as possible. So for some of you, you might have to do some heart healing. There might still be kind of some energetic daggers in your heart chakra. So doing energy healing on yourself is going to be beneficial at this time. And then we still have the full moon here. So full moons could be significant for you. As mentioned, full moons are when we reach an energetic climax in the lunation cycle. So there could be something with the energy of full moons that you are meant to integrate and embody. And since the moon represents our emotions, part of your pathway is emotional mastery as well. And maybe that is what you are meant to offer others. Emotional mastery when it comes to inner child healing. And it's interesting, we also have this plant here that makes me think of a plant called bleeding hearts. So again, we're having that heart energy coming through. So your heart chakra is a big step that you need to be taking in order to start manifesting your dreams. And it's heart chakra health. Maybe it's more physical exercise if that feels supportive for you. It's eating better. It's sleeping better. Anything that has to do with health is being highlighted for you at this point in time. Especially your heart chakra. This is the focus point for you. So as much as you might want to get going with different things, because Aries energy can be impatient and get easily frustrated, your pathway to success is your heart. So as long as you focus on your heart chakra, everything is going to unfold for you. Heart and inner child is how you're going to kickstart manifesting your dreams. I almost forgot angel card. It's going to be like, okay, we're done this reading now, but nope. Let's see. So your overarching angel, I don't know if that's the right word, is, we have Zapkael, romance. So again, kind of that heart energy, that love, that passion. So I am picking up a root chakra energy with the reds, some sacral and some solar plexus as well. But really romanticizing your life and falling in love with yourself again, Aries in the first house, is what's going to help you kickstart your dreams. Self-love, loving yourself, self-care. This is where the magic happens. And you're just going to naturally attract everything you need. Because I'm kind of seeing you as this little star here. And then this being the big dream you have for yourself. And look at it. It's being energetically pulled in. So romanticize your life, Aries in the first house. Be your first love again. Take yourself out on dates. Put on those rose-colored glasses and have fun. Alright, so that's all I'm getting for Aries in the first house. Feel free to let me know how that resonates or doesn't resonate. I would love to hear from you. We are now going to move into Aries in the second house. So if you have this placement or this resonates, this is going to be your reading. Let's see here. I was drawn to pulling out your angel card in addition to the dragon and fairy card at the same time. So let's see here. So the first card out is Golden Solar Dragon. Helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. So for those of you that have Aries in the second house, or for who this resonates, there's healing that needs to be done around your inner masculine. This healing around the inner masculine is your how to your dreams. So there needs to be energetic rebalancing that takes place between your masculine and your feminine. And I'm kind of getting the sense that some of you might feel wounded in your masculinity or in your inner masculine, and healing it is the gateway to your manifestation. So if you're like, Leah, I've been struggling to manifest things, it's because there's some healing that needs to be done here. And I'm being called to go on a brief segue right now. So there's a lot of talk about manifestation, you know, and like it's just like this hyper buzzword, which I don't really care about, because they often skip over the underlying foundations that need to take place, and also completely ignore and dismiss that there are different soul groups here on Earth. So what do I mean by this? I mean that there are different groups of souls based on how many lifetimes souls have had experiences here and how long souls have been in existence for. And the way I understand this, and this is just my understanding, feel free to disagree, is that based on the number of lives you've had compared to another soul, you might have more karma that you need to clear compared to somebody else, based on your past lives, based on the actions you took or didn't take, right? And so even though a lot of people push manifestation and are like, oh my God, you can manifest. If you can't, this is what's wrong with you. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with you, okay? It's just you're meant to take a different path than what the norm is doing and what most of society is doing. So again, there's a lot of baby souls here on Earth, and it is my belief that baby souls are the ones that are effortlessly manifesting because they're coming in and they don't have much karma to clear. That's why they're able to manifest so quickly. Others of us, it's meant to be more of a struggle. It's meant to be more of a challenge because we're meant to learn certain things. Certain of us are on the path of self-mastery, and you don't become self-mastered by manifesting your dream life like that. You become self-mastered through hardship, through pain, through challenges, because that's where the wisdom lies. And a lot of us are in that boat where it is harder for our manifestations to come through because our soul deliberately signed up to have certain experiences before we receive that manifestation. So just know if your manifestations are constantly delayed, expand your consciousness and ask, what lesson do I need to learn now? What am I being called to master right now? Because chances are, as you ask that question and allow the answer to come in, whichever form it wants to take, it's going to alleviate the energy. At least it does most of the time. Sometimes it still causes frustration because you're like, what the fuck? Why can't my manifestation just come in? Why can't I just have a life like everybody else? But you chose to walk a unique path in this life. You chose to awaken to the power of your soul. And in order to get to know your soul, all the social conditioning and the bullshit needs to be cleared out. And that's often where we are on our journeys. And that's the clearing, that's the inner work we need to do before we call in our manifestations. So, circling back to Aries in the second house, with this card coming out, this indicates that your strength, your superpower in this life comes from your inner masculine, and this is regardless of gender. We have both feminine and masculine within us, and your masculine is what you're meant to be seen for. It's this energy you are meant to embody and lead with. And for some of you, it's past life stuff that needs to be cleared as well. And then the other card that we have is 28, the Dormouse, which I find really synchronistic because we're talking about masculine energy here. Masculine energy knows how and when to take up space. But with the Dormouse energy here, this is kind of the energy you've been in, afraid to embody this one. And when we ask the question, how can you kickstart your dreams? It's about releasing the Dormouse energy to really embrace this dragon energy over here. Like, just look at this dragon, how majestic it is. And there's even the sun in the background there, or at least I'm interpreting it as the sun. You are meant to shine, Aries, in the second house. And it is your inner masculine that is meant to lead in this life and really fuel the steps you take. And for those of you that are still in the Dormouse energy, there's a sense of familiarity and comfort here. But you're going to have to leave this energy behind to embrace this energy. So not only doing inner work around your inner masculine, but also doing work to rebalance your solar plexus, because I'm also picking up that some of you that either have this placement or resonate with this reading, you have a blocked solar plexus chakra. If leading and being seen and being in the spotlight doesn't resonate, it's because your solar plexus needs attention. And it's because you've gotten comfortable at just kind of being on the outskirts here. And it's interesting because though I love plants and I find this card very beautiful, the message I'm getting is of an unkept forest or garden. See how everything's kind of grow in? There's some maintenance, so some self-care that needs to come through for you. And it's kind of like these shrubs, these bushes, they're hiding the mushroom. You know, they're hiding this little home here to keep it small, to keep it hidden. And it's time for you to just release what this is so that you can be seen as this cute little mushroom, whatever that might mean to you. Because you are meant to take up space. You are meant to be heard. And then I found it interesting that your archangel wanted to come through right away as well. We have Saint d'Enfant with planetary cycles. And it's interesting because once again, the sun is the biggest planet or luminary, whatever you want to call it, on this card. So again, giving you that extra confirmation that you're meant to really be seen. You're meant to shine, Aries, in the second house. You cannot hide from destiny. It is coming for you. And it's going to be more uncomfortable and harder to get to the more you resist. Because some of you are resisting. You're kind of playing behind the scenes, or not going for that promotion, or not asking for that raise because you're afraid. But you have the dragon realm coming through to be like, enough. You need to burn away that fear and clear it out because it's not you. It's an imprint from a past life for a lot of you. And for a lot of you, you're being called to journey through meditation or however you feel called to journey to meet that past life and make peace with it so that you can embrace this beautiful, bright future that you have. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I'm picking up on. The final message that I'm picking up on with the Dormouse energy here is that for some of you, this energy is ancestral. So we have the number 28, which makes 10, and 10 means the completion of a cycle. So you are here to complete a cycle, not remain in it. So if you felt kind of stuck in this energy, stuck on the sidelines, you are meant to break out of this cycle, because not only is there a connection to a specific past life, this theme of being a dormouse also runs in your ancestral bloodline. And you are meant to break out of it, to embrace your destiny. And you have one, because like I said, you are going to be fulfilling this in this life, regardless of if you want to or not. But how long it takes is up to you. So those are all the messages I'm getting for Aries in the second house. Feel free to let me know how that lands for you, and if my little segue resonated or not as well. I would like to hear your thoughts on that. All right. We are now going to move into Aries in the third house, or if this resonates for you. Let's see here. But yeah, a lot of fairy energy around today. Like, I can just really feel it. Like, I even feel like the deck itself just wants to kind of float, which I find really interesting. Okay, so Aries in the third house. We have Silver Lunar Dragon bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. And then we have, ooh, I love this. We have the source of magic. Okay, so right out of the gate, Aries in the third house, a lot of you are my wizards, my magicians, my witches, my healers. The how you are going to manifest your dreams in this life is by remembering your sacred gifts. Hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining. Aries in the third house, you're going to manifest your dream life by remembering your gifts, your talents. And it's talents steeped in witchcraft for some of you, magic, the occult, being psychic. This is where your power is. And if you're like, Leah, how do I manifest my dream life? It's by you embracing your gifts. Being psychic. Being that energy reader. This is your how. And it's very clear, actually, which is really interesting. And we have the Silver Lunar Dragon, bathes you in divine feminine light. So for a lot of you, these gifts and abilities have been passed down by your maternal bloodline. And I'm also picking up for a select few of you that your maternal bloodline, a lot of your ancestors were very, very gifted and talented, but they could not practice because of the state of society at which they lived. And so this kind of amplified and made their gifts even more potent because they weren't used. So you can just think of a spell that's made, and then the longer you let it sit, the more potent it becomes. So this is you, Aries, in the third house. You're this potent gift of magic, and you are the blessing of your ancestors. And this is what they want for you, is to remember your craft, remember your abilities, and use them. Because this is the key to unlocking the destiny you're here to live. And then we have the source of magic here. And there's a lot going on in this card. And this card, I'm definitely picking up ancestral energy, like hard. I'm kind of just being guided to just show you the card to look at it. I'm picking up a lot. I'm going to try and put this into words because I'm being drawn to a bazillion different things on this card. So the first thing is this fairy's hair. It's white. And white hair can be a sign of wisdom. It can be a sign of celestial wisdom. So if you resonate with being a starseed or galactic being, this is confirmation for some of you that yes, you indeed come from a heritage of starseeds and galactic beings. And that your hair, the way you take care of it, is very important in order to attune you to psychic energies and picking up on stuff. We then have the necklace around her throat. Now, this is a really thick-ass necklace, and to me, this is symbolizing that you hold ancient wisdom within you, and it's knowing that not everybody deserves to have access to that ancient wisdom. Because part of your bloodline on your mother's side is they were ancient keepers of medicine, of wisdom, and it's understanding that this wisdom, this medicine isn't meant to be accessible to everyone. It's not meant to be mainstream, and that's why this fairy's neck is heavily guarded by this thick necklace here. So it's understanding that people need to be worthy and deserving of your medicine, of your craft, of your insights, and to guard them preciously. We then have like this crystal that she's holding here between her hands. And I'm seeing that as you actually pick up a lot of psychic information through your heart, which is really interesting. Your heart and your hands, because I'm being drawn to like the little swirls on her hands. So part of what's going to help you unlock your path and destiny in this life is reconnecting with your heart chakra and your hand chakras too. Lastly, she has a fishtail. So you could feel connected to mermaids. You could have Pisces placements that are significant here, or water signs. So Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, but I'm mainly picking up Pisces energy wanting to come through, and mermaid energy as well. And it's really interesting because she has a tail and she has wings at the same time. So it's kind of this balance between air and water, which is really cool. So Aries in the 3rd house, if I had to summarize how you're going to manifest your dream life, is by practicing. Either witchcraft, magic, healing, whatever you want to call it, this is the pathway to success for you in this life. It's tuning into your gifts and abilities and using them. All right, let's see who your overarching archangel is. Oh my God, I love this. I love this. We have Uriel, trust. And the other thing that I absolutely love with your cards is that we have like the same colors coming out over and over again. Like especially your first 2 cards, like look at these colors. The blues, the purples, the black, the white. And then we have this card coming through with blue, purple, and some pink, which I absolutely love. So trust your path, Aries, in the 3rd house. Trust the process it takes to awaken your gifts and abilities. And if you're like, Leah, I have these gifts, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with them. Trust, honey. This is where your faith in a higher power comes into play. And leaning on Archangel Uriel could also be beneficial for you. He's the archangel that helps us get organized and kind of structure our lives. So if you need help with that, calling upon him could be helpful for you at this time. And actually, lastly, before I close up this reading, it's really interesting because we have another full moon back here. And then this could also be interpreted as a full moon. So full moon energy working with the cycles of the moon could be very supportive for you as well. And it's funny, I'm being drawn to show you. Moon water. So collecting moon water on full moons could be beneficial for you as well. So I put this out yesterday and collected moon water, which I'm very excited about. But yes, something about the lunar cycles is going to be very supportive for you to work with. So again, paying attention to the phase of the moon and what zodiac sign it's in, and really kind of becoming attuned with that. Now, I have a more intuitive nature, but for those of you that like to research stuff, go Google stuff. Go look up, what does it mean when the moon is a waxing crescent in Taurus? What should I be focusing on? And it's going to really help you get your life together. All right, so that's all I'm getting for Aries in the 3rd house. Feel free to let me know how that resonates or doesn't resonate. We are now going to move into Aries in the 4th house. So if you have this placement or this resonates, this is going to be your message. All right, let's see here. I'm being drawn to looking at the fairy card first. We have the balancing act. Card number 19. And then we have pure white dragon from Orion. Transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Process what you know. Act with truth and honesty. Let your wings of light grow and expand. I find this dragon looks absolutely beautiful. Like, just look at all these beams of light radiating from its wings. And it's interesting because right out of the gate, there's like similar colors going on. We have like these purples, these like indigo hues, and we have purples and indigo hues over here too. So there's energy around your 3rd eye and your crown. And I want to say there's another chakra that wants to come through. Maybe your stellar gateway chakra, which is the one like that's really up above that connects us to the cosmos. Yeah, so I'd say stellar gateway chakra also wants to come through. And connecting with those higher chakras at this time is going to be beneficial for those of you that have Aries in the 4th house, or for who this resonates. And it's understanding that as you kind of expand your consciousness upwards into these higher chakras, you're going to start to remember and activate different parts of who you are. You might even recall that you have a connection to the constellation of Orion. You might be an Orion starseed. And these memories, this remembrance is going to come back online as you focus on expanding your consciousness. And also raising your vibration for some of you. Now let's see. Balancing act. Why are you in reversed? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so as I look at this card, as we look at it together, with it being upside down, instead of the rocks floating upwards, they are falling downwards. And I'm getting the quote from Pirates of the Caribbean, up is down. So there's something about up is down that is significant for you guys that have this placement. And like, Leo, what does that even mean? Okay, so as above, so below. So there's a need for you to focus on not just your physical life, but also your spiritual life. And it's understanding that you cannot put more focus on one over the other. So for some of you, your spiritual life is very healthy, very open, but maybe your physical life needs more attention. And then for others of you, maybe your physical life is great. It's stable, it's secure, but your spiritual life needs some assistance and for you to devote more time to it. So this is going to be different for each and every one of you, but there needs to be balance that comes into play between your spiritual self and your physical self. For some of you, you need to journey inwards, downwards, into shadow work. These parts of yourself that you've repressed or you haven't dealt with, or maybe you're not even aware of yet. So for some of you, you're going to be invited to journey downwards. For others of you, you're going to be invited to journey upwards and really expand, awaken, and balance these higher chakras, because no, we don't just stop at the crown. We have more chakras that go on. It's going to be an upwards journey, and it's understanding that whichever you take on first is going to lead you to manifesting your dream life. So wherever you are, and again, this is going to be different for each and every one of you, take it how it resonates. It's going to lead to where you need to go. And yes, for some of you, it is a journey to the underworld. Whereas others of you, it's up into the celestial realms, which is really interesting. And I like that this card says, process what you know. Act with truth and honesty. So this card is redirecting you to what you already know about yourself. And this is what you know about yourself beyond conditioning, beyond pain and trauma. What do you know about yourself to be true, to be honest? And as you focus on that, let your wings of light grow and expand. So for some of you that have this placement, or for who this resonates, you will be going through a huge death and rebirth cycle. And this death and rebirth cycle is going to have to do with your celestial self and or your shadow self. And a lot of you are going to begin this initiation in November. So be gentle with yourself, because either initiation can be difficult, can be challenging, whether you're doing shadow work or embracing the higher realms. Both can be challenging depending on your level of comfort with one over the other. So let's see here. Angel guardian for Aries in the 4th house. Let's see. Ooh, I like this. We have Jophiel, joy, coming through. This beautiful dolphin, and we have this like yellow jewel in the middle as well. So fundamentally, whether you are descending in the underworld or climbing up the stairs into the celestial realm, you are going to find joy, which I think is a beautiful way to close out this reading. So Aries in the 4th house, it was a pleasure to read for you. Feel free to reach out and let me know, are you descending or are you ascending this season? Okay, so we're now going to move into Aries in the 5th house. So if you have this placement or this resonates, this is going to be your message. Oh, that one just came out. And keep in mind, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Chiron is still in Aries. So there's going to be an underlying theme of healing surrounding this energy. Interesting. We have Silver Lunar Dragon, bathes you in divine feminine light, coming out again. This card came out for the 3rd house, I think. So there might be a message you're meant to see there. Aries in the 3rd house. And keep in mind, I know I'm doing this live on Instagram. I do upload these onto my YouTube with timestamps, if that makes things easier. Ooh, we have something wild. I'm getting so many different messages from this card. Right out the gate, this fairy does not look impressed. But she also seems to embody being unchanged and indifferent. And it's interesting with the word unchanged coming through because we have something wild. So for Aries in the 5th house, this is the part of you that is unchanged. It is the wild side of you. And this is part of the key to your success and your dream life. It's reconnecting with your inner wild one. Spending time in nature, in the forest. So for my Aries in the 5th house, it is reconnecting with your inner wild woman or wild man and allowing the inner feminine principle to lead. And this is regardless of gender. Because there's something quite significant about your intuition coming through. And we have the full moon, which to me indicates clear sight. For some of you, whether you know this or not, you are clairvoyant. You are highly psychic, and this is the sight you are meant to use in order to manifest your dreams. So for those of you that have this placement or for who this resonates, you're meant to release logic. You're meant to release rationale and really lean into the intangible, which is the psychic energy. And it's understanding that you exude this energy too. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. I don't know what that was. I think it was a bird. But really expanding your consciousness into these higher chakras. Because there was another house that had this card. Was it the 4th? Anyways, it was a 3rd or 4th house. Using your intuition is what's going to lead you to success. And also reconnecting with your inner wild one as well. Natural medicines could be something significant for some of you as well. If you're feeling blocked or you're dealing with a specific reoccurring issue, exploring natural remedies could also be supportive for you. And it's interesting because in both of these cards, the dragon here has its horns, and then this fairy over here has horns. So something about horns is significant as well. Hello, thank you for joining the space. So looking up the symbolism of horns could be supportive for you at this time. And also, as like a final message I'm getting, knowing how to do with less. Because if you look at this fairy, like even though she seems like unimpressed by life, like she doesn't have many things around her or on her. She's kind of living with the bare minimum. So for some of you, kind of decluttering your life could be helpful as well. So just getting rid of all the stuff that you don't use, you know, that's just been lying around. And for some of you, if this resonates, maybe being more minimalist could be helpful in terms of manifesting your dream life, because that's the other thing. As much as I touched on needing to clear karma in order to be able to call in our manifestations, sometimes we have energetic debris preventing us from manifesting our dream life. So if, I don't know, you want new clothes, but then you have old clothes at the back of your closet that's just sitting there, you're kind of causing an energetic dissonance between what you want and what you currently have. So for some of you, clearing out your house, decluttering, and maybe engaging in some form of minimalism could be supportive. All right, so let's see who your guiding angel is for those of you that have Aries in the 5th house. Ooh, we have Gabriel benediction coming out. And we have like a heart chakra, hand chakra energy coming through. So using your hands could be part of your path and how you manifest your dream life. So I don't know, I'm getting like energy healing for some of you, massage therapy, anything where you used your hands, maybe building and creating things. But hands is significant here. And it's in addition to this other card over here, we have those same kind of intuitive colors coming through. So your intuition is part of the path to success for you in this life. Doing away with less, but also tuning in to your psychic gifts and abilities. Okay, so that's all I'm getting for Aries in the 5th house. Feel free to let me know how that resonates. I would love to hear from you. We're now going to move in to Aries in the 6th house. So if you have this placement, this is going to be your reading. That card wanted to fly out. That one flew out too. All right, let's see what we got. So we have Water Dragon. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities. Go with the flow. And it's interesting because so far, even though we're reading for Aries, which has a masculine polarity, we're having a lot of that psychic energy coming through. So regardless of where Aries sits in your birth chart, a lot of psychic energy and downloads are coming through. I'm saying this as a general message for the collective at this time, just because this energy has been persistent so far. But in specific, for those of you that have Aries in the 6th house, or for who this resonates, there's a need for you to flow more with life. And it's interesting because there can naturally be inner conflict with this placement because the 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and Virgo has a feminine polarity. And though Virgo can have the tendency to be over perfectionist, at its highest expression, it is patient and is the healer. So we're having that Aries warrior energy on the backdrop of that healer energy. And this can cause some conflict because we have earth and we have fire, and these elements don't always go well together. So I wouldn't be surprised for those of you that have this placement, or for who this resonates, there's been maybe a lot of stop and go. You get that fiery drive, but then you become overly critical and self-perfectionist to the point where you don't even start. So the solution to all of your problems is water. Aw, thanks, Greg. I appreciate that. It's nice to have your energy in the space again. Water. Bringing in this energy is going to help you flow, because here's the thing: fire can be rash, it can be intense, and then we have earth that can be stuck, that can be stubborn. So bringing in water is going to help to loosen up the elements a little bit. And just look at this dragon. I mean, this dragon is having a good time in the water with its little fishy friends. So for a lot of my Aries in the 6th house, you need to kind of take a chill pill and relax. Go to the beach, go somewhere where there's water, and just visualize releasing all this uptightness that you're holding on to, this desire for perfection. You are perfection itself as you are right now. Because you are a soul, and souls are perfect. We often get caught up in our human bullshit, but we need to remember that we are a soul first and foremost. And you, Aries in the 6th house, are a soul, and you are already perfected. So if you were to integrate that truth right now, how would you be moving through life? Would you still be uptight? Or would you be having fun? Exploring different things? Tuning into your inner child for some of you is going to be supportive. And then we have reflections, 58. But this card came out in reverse. So for those of you that have Aries in the 6th house, there might be something you're not seeing quite yet. You might be kind of hammering your head against something, and Spirit is coming through to say, stop. Stop hammering your head. Stop forcing stuff. And you might be like, Leah, I have deadlines. I have this. I have that. Breathe. It will get done, and it will get done even quicker the more you relax. So I know the theme for this reading is how are you going to manifest your dream life? And it's by going with the flow. Relaxing. And with this card, reflections coming here in reverse, it's especially important for you to go with the flow when things aren't clear, if things feel murky, if you're undecisive, if you are confused. This is a sign that you need to take some time to relax. And as I say this, some clunky car just drove by, so I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Take that as confirmation. If things seem clunky and noisy and you can't think or see clearly, take a pause, take a break, go for a walk, reconnect with your breath and your heart. Because flowing is how you will manifest your dream life. Letting go the perfectionist tendencies, letting go the impatience, the frustration. This is how you manifest your dream life. All right. Let's see, overarching angel. Oh, that. Both those cards flew out. We have Saint Alphonse, love. And we have Zavkael, romance. Sorry, my throat got really dry. It got really dry just now. So for some of you, throat chakra, there's some truths that you're not expressing, which is kind of causing this energy to just be blocked and stagnant. So whatever truth that is, express it. If you need to express it to a friend, to the person who it's directed to, if you want to just journal about it, there's something that needs to be expressed. And lastly, with your archangels, I find it really interesting that we have Zavkael, romance, and then we have Saint Alphonse with love coming through. And then we have root chakra energy and solar plexus energy. So again, that earth and that fire energy coming through. So this is just extra confirmation for those of you that have this placement, or for who this energy resonates, that there's meant to be balance between earth and fire. And it's understanding that in order for there to be balance between both those elements that usually don't get along, it's about embracing and stepping into the highest expression of these energies. When we embody the highest frequency of earth and we embody the highest frequency of fire, we find that both these energies can peacefully coexist. So that's all I'm getting for you, Aries in the 6th house. I am going to take a quick break before I come back and finish the other houses. So I will see you all in a little bit. Until then, I'm sending you all so much love.